They were on the brink of divorce. She was about to walk away with their 3 kids. He had a drinking problem. He had a foul mouth. He was having an affair. I mean, it was going downhill fast. And God got a hold of his heart, got a hold of his life, completely turned him around. And we are in the kitchen with our kitchen couples. We're each in our own kitchens. We have Mike and Diane. We have Eric and Kara, Dan and Danielle. So you guys, this is a really serious topic because, marriage is hard for everybody, but for some couples, it seems like it's extremely hard, and they are really on the brink of walking away.
So Dr. Chapman says, you don't have to believe the lies. You don't have to believe the myth that that's the only way out. Mm-hmm. We could feel that our feelings are saying, that's it. He'll never change, she'll never change. And if we go by our feelings, that's probably not the best way to go.
Right.
But he says there's hope, and there's always hope. Mm-hmm. And so we need to believe that.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it's time in your relationship to ask yourself, how's it working? Mm-hmm. Maybe it's not working. Maybe reacting or believing those lies aren't working, and it's time to refocus and readjust.
To change things up. Don't give up. Just change things up. Because you're worth it. You love your spouse, and that God put you together for a purpose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good.
Big guy, I always listen to you. So that's a great point. And for me, the real word is influence. What is your influence on where your marriage is now? We do experience hard times, but taking responsibility for my role in that, and then exercising influence. Do I have the ability, the capacity to love like crazy, like to have this ridiculous love that says that I love you even when you don't love me, that I care for you, that I will serve you, I will do the little things for you. Just be love boldly and that influence. Men, we love to compete. You really want to compete for your marriage, right? Have that influence of that positive influence of loving like crazy.
Loving, the Bible says that we are to, husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church and gave himself for it. That kind of influence. I mean, who has been more influential on this earth than Jesus? And it's that giving sacrificial love that does that.
Yeah, and even if we don't get it back, the entire point of marriage as Christians is not to be happy. It is to become more like Christ. This guy is put here beside me to make me more like him, and I can't think of any...
Not like me, like him.
That's right, like him,
yes.
not this way. And we are never more like Christ when we are loving someone who isn't loving us back the way they should or at the same capacity, because look at, the Lord loves us every day in a way, in a capacity that we could never reciprocate.
Yeah,
and
so undeserved.
So even if your partner is completely unloving, that is how Christ loves us, and that's how we need to stick with it and love each other.
And I love the fact that Dr. Chapman said that people can change. We have dear friends who they were on the brink of divorce. She was about to walk away with their 3 kids. He had a drinking problem. He had a foul mouth. He was having an affair. I mean, it was going downhill fast. And God got a hold of his heart, got a hold of his life, completely turned him around. And their marriage is stronger now than ever. That was 30 years ago. And whenever he tells this story, he always breaks down and cries because he says, I know how bad I was. I know how God changed my heart. And God can do it for him. He can do it for anybody. But you have to want to change. You have to want to give him permission to change your life, change your heart, and it'll make your marriage and every relationship in your life better.
And we often say on A Better Us that with God, there's always hope to become a better us.
Absolutely.
And so when you think of someone's situation, or a couple maybe is watching this, and you're thinking, I don't know if there's any hope. Turn it over to God.
That's right.
Allow him to do the work individually in yourself. Don't try to be the one to have to feel you have to change your spouse. But if you open yourself up to him, each individual spouse, to him, he can do the changing. And nothing is impossible with him.
That's the bottom line, is just to turn it over to God and,
sure.
and let him do in you what you know he needs to do, and trust him to change your spouse. And so, guys, thanks for joining us. Thanks for speaking into this topic. It's a really, it's a difficult one for a lot of people. This was
And
good.
coming up in the last half of this program, it's just the guys all together with the huddle.
Huddle.
So that's coming up.
Stay with us.